Okay, folks, good afternoon and welcome to the November 1st, 2023 meeting of Chatham's Historic Business District Commission. As soon as our regular member, Doug Grattan, reads the government directives concerning these meetings, we'll do a roll call of the members who are present and we'll be reviewing the applications this afternoon. Doug, would you like to?
Pursuant to Governor Healy's March 29th, 2023. Can you hear me now? Nice. Pursuant to Governor Healy's March 29th, 2023 signing of the acts of the 2023 extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law 30-A, Section 20, until March 31st, 2025. This meeting of the Chatham Historic Business District Commission is being conducted in person and via remote participation. Every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided in the order. A reminder that people who would like to listen to this meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 619-477-459#. I'll do that again, my apologies. Conference ID number 619-477-459#, or join the meeting online via Microsoft Teams through the link provided in the posted agenda. While this is a live broadcast and simulcast on Chatham TV, despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide real-time access. We will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible. In accordance with the town policy, the public can speak to any issue, hearing, or business item on the agenda during the meeting when recognized by the chair.
Thank you, Doug. All right. Now we'll do the roll call. Vice Chair Darcy Sequin.
Darcy Sequin is here.
Okay, our clerk Sam Stribert.
Sam Stribert is here.
Okay. Let's see, regular member Bob Burns.
Bob Burns here.
Regular member Doug Grattan.
Doug Grattan is here.
Okay, second alternate, first alternate, actually, Steve DeBoer.
Steve DeBoer is here.
Okay, second alternate, Tim Gilmore.
Tim Gilmore's here.
And Dan Silver is here as well. Also with us is Sarah Clark, the Central Permitting Coordinator, and Chantel Kilkenny, Community Development Administrative Assistant. All right, so we're ready to go. The first order of business will be the minutes. As soon as the minutes are reviewed and approved, we'll move on to the application. And we ask that when our clerk reads your application, you move to one of the podiums on our right, give us introduce yourself and give us a brief synopsis of your project. And please check to make sure that your mic is on. All right. Let's see. Okay, any renditions to the minutes? Anybody like to make any changes?
Doug, I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Last chance? No? Okay. All right. Steve?
Steve DeBoer approves.
Bob?
I was not here.
That's right, I'm sorry.
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam Stribert approves.
Doug Grattan approves.
Tim?
Tim Gilmore approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. All right. All right, now on to the applications. The first application is actually a continued hearing, is it, Sam?
The first application is a continued hearing, satisfaction of conditions, 23-103 Depot Lane, Depot LLC, care of Pine Harbor Wood Products, satisfaction of conditions, seeking commission review and approval of the exterior lighting on the proposed garage located at 75 Depot Road.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi there, Jamie McGrath on behalf of Depot Street LLC from Pine Harbor Wood Products. We're here to hopefully seek approval for the outdoor lighting fixtures that we weren't sure what we were doing with exactly at our pre-approved, at the meeting before where the garage itself had been approved. In talking with the homeowners, we'd like to install 3 barn-style lights that are just kind of an overhead from Barn Light Electric Company. There'd be one over each of the overhead doors as indicated on the plan with a small red circle. I think we supplied an elevation there, and then one more of these Those would be 16-inch shades, and then we'd do a 12-inch shade over the side pass door there that would match.
Alrighty, I think that's pretty straightforward, and I recognize the lighting. All right, let's see what we have for comments. Steve?
I don't have any questions.
Bob?
Looks good, no questions, thanks.
Darcy?
Are they a brushed nickel?
These would be galvanized. We contemplated
Okay.
if the board wanted black, we're okay with black too, but
I'm-
galvanized is the preferred
I'm
finish.
fine with it. Just wanted to clarify it. Thank you.
Sam?
So, yes, I'm satisfied with this. I happen to like the fixture a lot.
I have no questions.
Jim?
No, I like the fixture, no questions.
I'm very happy with the choices in the finish and silver. All right,
All right, so Doug Grant will make a motion on a continued hearing, satisfaction of conditions, application 23-103 Depot LLC, care of Pine Harbor Wood Products, satisfaction of conditions seeking commission review and approval of the existing exterior lighting on the proposed garage located at 75 Depot Road as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
okay, motion is made, seconded. Any further discussion? No? Steve?
I would vote to approve.
Bob?
Burns votes to approve.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin votes to approve.
Sam?
Sam Stryber votes to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grant votes to approve.
Jim?
Tim Gilmore votes to approve.
And Dan Silva votes to approve as well. Very good, thank you.
You're very welcome, thank you.
Thank you for coming back. Nice cut sheets. Very nice. All right, Sam.
Continued hearing, addition and alterations. The 223-113 Summer Family Trust, care of Insight LLC, application to install 11 solar panels on the dwelling located at 28 Cross Street.
All right, do we have the applicant or a representative here, virtually or?
Yeah, yes, yes, I'm here.
All righty, sir. If you'll introduce yourself, we'll find you sooner or later.
Hi, yeah, my name is Roger. I represent Insight Solar. We're here seeking approval, or hoping to seek approval for 11 panels mounted on the southwest side of the house. If you could see there, yeah, it's going to be on the southwest, so the left side looking forward.
All righty, and what can you tell us about these solar panels? Are they all black, or
Yeah.
do they have a border, or?
They're all black. They're from SunPower. The specific model is a WAR-E 400 watts. And we're going to use racking mounts. We're going to use the rack weight is about 20 pounds. If there's any other questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. But yeah, they're black. They don't have a border. They're one of the newest panels from SunPower.
Okay, I think probably one of our members will probably be asking about the feed line,
Conduit.
conduit, yeah. Steve?
Well, I guess I'll ask the question. Can you describe like where the conduit and the cabling from this unit is gonna be attached and how it's gonna be attached and where's the other associated equipment gonna be mounted?
So I think that's all in the plans. I'm not too familiar. I'm just a project manager. The electrician for this project wasn't able to make it, but it should all be in the plans. I think we sent you guys 2 plans. One is a letter, and then one is a plan set where you could kind of virtually see everything we're gonna add with the main service panel, the utility meter, the disconnect, and all that sort. Also, like the dimension of the of the panels as well. And it's not that big of a system. It's a 4.4 kilowatt system.
So did anybody get an idea of, I couldn't understand.
He doesn't know what the conduit is.
What?
He does not know what the conduit is.
Yeah, if I'm looking at, it's one of the,
Thank you.
there's a picture, it's actually from Insight. It's kind of an overhead view. It's got a red line around the property. It's about,
What sheet number?
oh, well, it's on the screen. But it looks like all the equipment is on the opposite side of the house of where the solar panels are.
Yeah, yes, correct, yeah, I think, yeah, that's correct.
So,
Yeah, I think the engineers were the ones that put it there, because I think that's where they believed that it was the most efficient place to put it. I think that's where, see, that might be where the meter is as well. The service panel of the house.
Right, Steve?
well, so I guess the obvious question is where is the conduit from the panels to the equipment?
Yeah, right.
Does it go over the top of the roof or through the house, or how does it get there?
Okay. Great question. So it goes from the top, and then it goes down. I think we don't go over the roofs. We go down. So if the panels are on the left side of the house, we don't go over to the other side. We go from that side of the house where the panels are down all the way to the to where the main service panel is, and the utility meter.
I'm gonna jump in while there's a quiet moment here. I see some green, apparently shrubs.
Yeah. I believe those are trees.
Trees, all right.
Yep.
And all the equipment is on the opposite side of the house from those, right? So I'm just
Yes.
assuming, and I could be assuming wrongly, that that would more or less be the side that's seen from the road or driveway?
Yeah, that's the side of the driveway, where the equipment is, where the main service panel is, and the utility meter is. That's the side of the driveway. The other side is the left side of the house if you're looking at it from the front.
Okay. All righty. Bob?
So the conduit runs down the left side, and then how does it get over to the other side?
So I think we're planning to go from the back of the house. So from the left side, then you go from the back, and then all the way to the right side of the house.
So does it go, is it ground level, or does it go under the roof line? And then down?
No. I think it's ground level.
So ground level and then, okay,
And then to the like it goes around the back.
at ground level?
Yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Darcy?
I think I would ask that the conduit be at least the same color as the house to kind of hide it.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's gonna really stand out. It seems like it's a long way to get to the equipment in the back. And also on PV 11, it looks as though there's metal trim around it. Is that correct? You said it was all black, but why do I see a metal trim
On the
solar panel itself?
solar panel, if you go to let's see, page 9 of the PDF. Yeah, there. Are you talking about the outline of the panel?
Yes.
No, that's just kind of indicating where the panel is, but the panel is actually like what you see there is just the black. It's just the black. Yeah, that's just an outline to show where the panel is.
Okay. I guess, I don't know, it looks like a trim to me, but that's all I have.
Okay. Sam?
So is the consensus that this conduit is gonna go up over the ridge and down the middle of the roof and through the soffit? Because it can't go over the gutter. Is that what he's telling us? Or is he gonna go in the attic and go down inside?
I don't think he's going inside.
Can I make a point?
Let him clarify it.
Can I clarify? So
Yes, Bob.
they're on the page with the roof. There's a dotted line, if you can look at, I don't know what page it is.
It was the one before,
Before.
one that was on the screen before that one, that.
You see, there's a dotted line from the panel across the roof.
Oh, yeah, I see
don't-
that.
Maybe it's going over the roof.
It's going for the junction box, up a little bit of the side of the roof, across the
roof.
adjacent roof. That's not acceptable. You have to-
I think that just means like the junction box is gonna connect, to the combiner panel. I don't think we're gonna go above the roof. Yeah, through the roof, sorry.
I'm afraid I couldn't understand you. Could you speak more clearly?
Yes, sorry about that. I said that, the junction panel, like that, I think just represents that the junction panel is gonna be connected to the combiner panel. Yeah, it's not gonna go over the roof.
Well, you can't do that. Does a corner, are you finished? One of the panels looks like its corner overhangs the ridge, the hip rafter of the roof. Is that, are you seriously going to do that?
No.
All right.
No, that's not, yeah, that's, that's not gonna happen.
And why are we one panel short?
One panel short of, like in the picture.
In other words, the pattern that you've selected is kind of leaves a hole on the lower right side visually.
Yeah,
Why don't you throw in another panel and put the junction box up in the junction box is not big, is it? It's 4 inches by
Yeah,
4
it's-
inches.
yeah, I think it's, I think the designers, our solar reps kind of, put it there because, we try to look for the most efficient way to get sunlight. And, sometimes it could be on one side of the roof or on the other side, just a little bit of solar access goes a long way. So, I'm sure that's why they put it, more to the left side of that side of the roof. But if you'd like, we could also move it if that's better for you guys. We could put it more to the center and not leave that space there.
That would look better.
In regards to the conduit, if everyone looks at page PV4, under the notes section, note 3, it says wiring conduit and raceway mounted on rooftops shall be routed directly to and located as close as possible to the nearest ridge, hip, or valley. So that would mean that it's going over the roof.
Sorry, what page of the PDF?
PV4, under notes, number 3.
I can hardly read this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, but we usually don't do it through the roof. I don't, maybe for this specific house, it goes around since it's, yeah, I didn't really, I really didn't notice that.
Well, if you come from the junction box and you go up to the roof hip, you're sort of following the hip now, and you end up on the corner of the roof. How do you get around the gutter?
Oof,
Well, anyway,
Great question.
it's
I do
unresolved.
not have that answer. Yeah.
I think you got to go in the house, but that's all right. You could go through the roof.
Through the roof. I think we're avoiding making making any holes. I think the homeowner didn't want any holes like directly in the roof. I think just the rails, but we could also try to see if we could accommodate to that. If you guys, if that's better for you guys to just go through the roof and then directly to the other side.
Is there any reason why you can't center those solar panels?
Yeah, so I think one of your colleagues had asked that, and it's because some of our sales reps try to find the best location for solar access. So sometimes it could be a little bit to the to one side of the roof or to the other, because a little bit of solar access goes a long way. It just adds up throughout the days, and throughout the years. So that's why. So I'm guessing they did this because it had more solar access than putting it just a bit to the right side of that side of the roof.
All set, Sam? You good?
No, I'm not good. Because part of neat workmanlike approach to this project involves how the conduit reaches the equipment and how the equipment is laid out. I think the fact that it's not laid out symmetrically on the roof or in some more logical pattern is more, would hardly affect the efficiency and would be a more attractive pattern for the roof. The fact that you don't have a complete way to reach the equipment without having to bend the conduit around the gutter, I think is just unacceptable. I think the best way is into the attic and then out through the soffit and then down the outside roof. Means going in and out of the house, and I know that's but having it kind of loosely attached to the hip rafters doesn't get you to the equipment outside, because the principal feature of this kind of a roof is its gutter line. And the fact that the gutter line is continuous around the whole house, and you're gonna throw a wire over it. I think that's very ill-considered.
Got it.
That's my feeling.
Got it. Noted. Yes.
Doug?
Well, I agree with Sam, and looking at the schematic, and I understand for, apparently, all the equipment is on the opposite side of the roof of the structure, on the other opposite side of the solar panels. I think it would be neater if that could be on the same side as the solar panels, and then there was wired to get to where it needed to go. I don't know if that's where the panel is, or the meter, or whatever, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna be, it's a very neat install, and I think it needs to be cleaned up somewhat, so those are my thoughts.
Sure.
Jim?
I would echo the concerns of my colleagues. In addition, I'm a little concerned about that roof material, that it matches. It looks like there are several structures that are not gonna have the solar panels, so I kinda wanna minimize the impact it has overall, if it's seen by the road, folks walking by. And I think possibly it's gonna be seen by Main Street, in the fall, or the winter at least. So again, I think just to minimize the overall impact on the other structures on the property, and just so it doesn't stand out as much. And obviously the conduits and the wiring, I have a problem with that going over the gutters and over the roof itself.
Okay. Any other comments? No? All right, I guess we'll just have to make a positive motion.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
sorry.
Can I just want to say one more thing. Can we condition it to,
Certainly, you know that.
What would you like me to, that it goes into the roof? Or would you,
Not necessarily, but it shouldn't be that visible. And I think the panels should be symmetrical. I don't understand why they can't be. This may be just an error in printing or something, because it looks like it goes over the edge.
Yeah,
so I can condition
Yeah.
it so the panels are symmetrical, and how about the conduit, situation,
I think the
Ann? Any suggestion on that?
yeah, the conduit should go inside the roof and then come out, go out. They must have
Might not be
a little more
possible.
flexibility on how they deal with that. I know they don't want to go inside.
But it might not be possible. That's what we don't know. I'd rather try to get them going to be able to do it in some way, if we could come to some
Well,
agreement.
Yeah, but we're both not talking from certainty, and the gentleman on the line doesn't call, so they should get,
Well, we
they
have-
should check back and come and,
Either that or condition it that,
Or can we
it's not visible.
get a continuance until the next meeting or something, and they come back with a better plan?
Well, let me take a poll of the members present, see if they would vote in favor of or not. Tim?
I would not at this time. I'd suggest a further hearing
Continuance?
with a proposal.
Okay. Doug?
I agree with Tim's statement.
Sam?
Sam, no.
Darcy?
I agree.
Bob?
Continuance, also have the, I guess, the electrician is missing, have the electrician also present.
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I wouldn't vote for this as it is now. I'd rather them come back.
Okay, sir, sadly, as it is right now, it would not pass, but you can request a continuance to our next meeting, which I assume is going to be on November 15th. Possibly the electrician will be here, and if we can get a graphics of the, where the conduit is going to go on the house, that would really be helpful.
Sure.
It sounds like that's the primary problem, along with maybe a better idea of the layout of the panels on the roof. And I agree with Darcy. I think that, we haven't, at the moment, we haven't got the accuracy of the layout of those panels. It's not your fault. I think it's just a process of the graphics. So maybe if we get those a little bit closer, all right? So if you will request a continuance to November 15th.
Sure. Yes. Please.
Okay, so you'd like a continuance, Doug? Make a motion for a continuance to November.
Doug Grant will make a motion for continuance under application 23-113, the Summer Family Trust, care of Insight LLC, application to install 11 solar panels on the dwelling located at 28 Cross Street, to be continued until November 15th meeting.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Tim?
Tim Gilmore approves.
Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryver approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Seacon approves.
Bob?
Burns approves.
Steve DeBoer approves?
And Dan Silver approves as well. Thank you, sir. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty.
The next application is for demolition, 23-1.
Okay, excuse me, Sam, I'm going to interrupt here. What I'd like to do is, it's all right, is to do the new construction first, because generally, we'd like to see what's going up before we approve a demolition.
Okay, I can read the new construction first.
Yes, please.
New construction, 23-118, three-story on Main LLC, care of Meager Construction Incorporated. Application to construct a new dwelling located at 1369 Main Street.
Excuse me, Chairman, I have a section 23 on this property. As an agent in my office, will be listing this property for sale when it is completed.
Okay. All righty, thank you. And you folks have Darcy and Chantel have the papers? All right, we're all set there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Almquist. I work for Meager Construction, and three-story on Main LLC. We plan on demolishing the existing house that's on 1369 Main Street. I guess it was in a fire over a year ago. It's been empty since then. We picked it up and we would like to put a brand-new house on there.
Okay, and the reason I switched those around is because I would hate for you to get the demolition and then not be able to build a house there.
Thank you. That wouldn't be good.
That's generally the sequence, you know. Yeah. All right, so what can you tell us about this house? We have the paperwork, we have the designs, we have the cut sheets on the windows, pretty much.
It's going to be with Anderson 400 series windows, double hung. We plan on doing a bleached shingle on it, white trim, black doors, black garage doors. The doors are going to be from a Brosco Craftsman door. They'll be fiberglass, but they'll be everything will be, you know, painted black, each door that's on the exterior. Also, the garage doors will be painted black, in this style that you see here. We have, copper lighting that's in the package that, we've picked from Cape Cod Lantern. I don't know, what else can I tell you
Oh,
about
nothing.
this?
I am going to make a little brief comment, though. It's amazing how times have changed. Prior to PVC trim, painting wood black was the worst thing you could possibly do because it soaked up the sun and dried the wood out, peeled the paint in a hurry. But now that we have PVC, black windows, black doors, you know, it worked.
Well, you also don't have old wood anymore.
That's what I mean, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. It was awful. That's why they didn't paint boats black, wooden boats black. All right.
May I ask what the shingle's going to be, the roof shingle?
It's gonna be it's gonna be an asphalt.
It's a gray
Architectural.
asphalt, it says, right?
Okay.
It says a gray asphalt, Weatherwood?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, architectural. At least that's what I saw in there.
yes, that's true.
Okay. All right. Steve, can we start with you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I have a couple of questions and concerns and maybe some tips. Have you been to any other of the boards or commissions in town yet, or?
No.
Were we the first? Okay.
No, this is the first.
Okay. There's, I guess the first question is, have you done any sort of, gotten any kind of statistics on the size of this house compared to the neighboring houses, you know, within 1,000 feet or so of each, of this house?
Well, this one is keeping with the footprint of the house that was there. So it's not extending it any larger than what was already existing.
Okay. Okay, because I'm concerned that, you know, I guess it's the way things are going, but, you know, we lose a small house and gain one large one that doesn't really fit in necessarily to the rest of the neighborhood. And I also see, it looks like you're rotating the house about 90 degrees, so it's gonna face,
Vineyard
Vineyard.
Ave, yes, correct.
okay. I see that the ridge is very close to the 30-foot maximum. Do you know exactly what it is?
I believe it's exactly as it's noted on the drawings.
Okay.
The only
I'm
thing that
not-
would probably extend above is the cupola.
Well, that was another question I was gonna ask you about. So well, because sometimes when you say 30 feet and you hit the maximum, builders do different things, they don't read things right, and it ends up at 30 feet, 6 inches if they make a mistake. So I just want you to be aware that that's gonna be washed
Absolutely.
very, very carefully. It's funny you bring up the cupola. I don't have anything against them, but I think one of the next boards that you're probably gonna have to see might have some questions about that.
Let's see, this cupola is on a lower roof.
I know, but there's some people that don't
I
like
know.
cupolas.
And I
Now,
hate-
isn't that a personal preference?
I think this is a very beautiful cupola, and we oughtn't to give in to somebody's misguided opinion.
Another thing that I saw on here, maybe you can elaborate a little bit, there was a retaining wall around the parking area for the garage. Can you describe that with the material that's made out of, or what it's gonna
It's
look
going
like?
to be, there's a, it's like a small Connecticut stone veneer that will match what's on the foundation plan and on the chimney.
I have, okay.
Everything will match.
Okay, all right, thank you. For now, I guess that's okay.
Bob?
Yeah, I think you've asked most of the questions. No, I'm fine with it. Looks good. Thank you.
Darcy?
So just to clarify, the front of the house is going to be facing Vineyard? So it's
Correct.
facing west. That's the west elevation, correct?
Yes.
If that's west, yes.
Okay.
The
Personally-
driveway always came off of Vineyard, so I think our thought was, why not make that your central, entryway?
Personally, I like the black windows trim myself, but in a historic district, I'm not sure. I think they're very trendy and very modern. So I don't think I would approve the black windows.
Weren't they popular in the 1920s?
Well,
To me, I think they're too modernistic for the historic business district. That's my own opinion.
Okay. So you would like us to just go back with white?
Yep. The same with the black doors. I think the front door is okay, but I think what Dan said about the garage doors, I think you're going to find that there is a reflection. I've seen black garage doors around, and there is a reflection when the sun is on them, but, that I'm okay with the black doors, but the windows themselves, the trim, I would prefer white.
Sam?
I'm just trying to figure out this orientation, because normally the original house faced Main Street
Correct.
and had a terrible hole in front of it. And I'm not sure I understand. I'm just trying to think of this facing Vineyard, and then the garage doors face Main Street, face the hole.
Correct.
And that's what that retaining wall is for.
I think you might have a little turning radius problem, because you certainly can't go through the side. I guess you'd have to go uphill to get onto Main Street.
You're not going up to Main Street, though. You're going out to Vineyard.
I thought the front elevation
Was
in the
facing.
plans, with the big doorway and everything, faced Vineyard.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so, so you're coming out of this
There's no curb
left
cut.
side elevation.
Yes,
You're coming out of it and turning and following the driveway the way it goes now.
correct.
There's no way.
I think you have an opportunity to fix a serious flaw in the landscaping of this house. And in using the hole for the garage, I guess I can understand that, but it makes a lousy presentation onto Main Street.
There's no
I
way
mean, I
that you,
think your elevation on Vineyard is very attractive, and, I think the pitches of the roofs should match each other. They don't seem to do that. Or they do, I don't know. It just looks like the pitch, the lower pitch is a little too shallow, should be steeper to be a proper, like the pitches of the the roof that face Main Street.
Yeah.
Those look more correct. In other words, the ones above the garage doors look more like a good, whatever that roof is. Gambrel. Whereas because you've made the roof sides shallower on your front entrance, it's looking a little squat, like somebody sat on it. That's
I
my
think
opinion.
it probably is due to the fact that it's a larger structure than the garage area.
Well, there are a lot of reasons, certainly width of the structure affects the pitches of the roof. But you can't let that make an ugly house and say, oh gee, I had to do it. You know, but you can fix it. Otherwise,
So you'd like to see that entry, where the entry door is slightly less, a more closed-in gambrel.
right now, the lower roof is too shallow. It needs to come up a little more and match the pitch that's shown on the. I mean, that's my thinking, it's looking,
You would make the ridge on that small portion lower. I think it would probably be at the bottom of the windows that are above the main door. If you,
that's another way of doing it, yeah.
yeah, if you made the roof pitch lower.
Who's this guy?
Just have to remind everybody here that we're we're here to decide whether this is appropriate for the district, not whether we like the design or not,
Okay,
all right?
well,
I agree with Sam. I think they took a nice gambrel and put it in a blender and came up with this. It makes no sense whatsoever. It looks like a Hobbit house or something. I understand what they're trying to achieve, but they didn't, I don't think they made it. Everything is out of proportion. All the pictures are wrong. But whether it's appropriate for the district or not, I have to say, I have my opinion. But the only thing I can say is there's no way do you want anything to go out onto 28 down there. I live at the top of the hill, and there is as you probably know or not know, that there's an accident down there at the bottom of the hill almost weekly. Just a fender bender or close calls, because people coming down over the hill can't see anything down there. So you don't, coming out, I'm really happy to hear that they're exiting onto Vineyard Avenue. You don't want anything coming out onto 28. And that hole is there, it's been there. And you're dealing with it, so that's fine with me. But I'm glad to hear that I was trying to find some of that on here. I was trying to find the coverage and whatnot. But some things are missing. There's a lot of information there on the design, but I was looking more for the lot. But anyways, Doug?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, Tim?
I would echo what Sam says about the shape of the house. I mean, having gone by it and seen that neighborhood for years, I just don't see the change from the Cape style to the gambrel style, especially with the proportions that we're seeing on this drawing. So I do have some concerns. I'd echo my colleague Sam. And of course, one other thing, the colors, I'd agree with the white. I think the white's a better color, but.
For the doors or the windows?
For the doors.
Because it said you only had a choice of so many colors for the doors. And white wasn't one of them.
Oh, then I'm mistaken.
I mean, I'm
Do
just.
you mean the trim, Tim, or?
Oh, I'm sorry, the trim.
Oh, the
I'm
trim
sorry,
would
yes.
be white.
Okay.
The trim would be white,
Okay, thank you.
correct.
I have another comment, too.
All right, Darcy?
Yeah, I have another comment about the, I guess it's the north facing with the garage doors. That's gonna be Main Street. That's what people are gonna see. I can't approve something like that. It just doesn't fit into the historic district. There's a nice full cape there right now. It's too bad you can't, do something there, if you have to demolish the building, but I just don't think that this fits into the historic district.
As a gambrel or the location of it?
I think the gambrel is extremely large, and my concern is what Dan said about visibility coming down Main Street. But to have the garage doors facing Main Street, I think it's a
Okay.
mistake.
So that would be the orientation then of the house on the lot. So you'd rather see it go back to the way it is now?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's in our purview or not.
say that again?
I don't know if that's in our purview or not.
Well, the garage doors are, if they're not historic.
Well, if they're not historic doors, yeah. Right, Bob?
Yeah, I'd like to not see the garage doors, but maybe some plantings would help, but I can see the points that we're making, everybody else is making.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is, I have problems with this whole design too. I don't think it's a gambrel. If it was a reasonable gambrel with lower pitched roofs, I mean, gambrels have odd pitched roofs. I have to admit that I forgot what they are, 14 and 11 or something like that. Or no, 4 and 11, I think it is. What is it, Sam? Help me there. I forgot the two standard pitches for gambrels, the little one, little roof and the big one.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember what they are. It's just not, to start with, what we're looking at on the screen on the left-hand side, I can't say is even a gambrel. I mean, it's just not to be nasty, but I can't think of a way to put it, but it looks like a Disney World,
I didn't draw it.
yeah, a fantasy
It's like
house.
a Dutch gambrel to me. That's the, looks.
Dutch colonial?
Yeah, Dutch colonial, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not, and I don't think that it fits in the neighborhood at all, but that, again, I think it's the height that bothers me more than anything, to be honest with you. But anyways, let's poll the commission and see where they would vote on this the way it is right now. Tim?
I would not vote to approve.
Okay. Doug?
I would vote to approve with the condition that the garage doors be painted white.
Okay, Sam?
I think that just based on the such a inhospitable elevation on Main Street, I would vote no.
Okay, Darcy?
I would also vote no.
Bob?
I would vote no.
And unfortunately, I would vote no too. So I think that if we can give you comments, we don't want to say no and just leave you standing there. But I think the problems here are the height and the complexity of this. Is just everything has been pushed in somehow, like Sam said, like it's been set on, but the whole thing's been brought together and just made it too high.
The orientation.
Yeah, in the orientation. I like the idea that personally, I like the idea that you're going out onto Vineyard Avenue. You don't want to, like I said, you don't want to get anywhere near 28, but if you can bring this down in height. And I was going to say, at first I thought maybe you were trying to get more of a view of the pond across the street, but I don't
No.
think you're orienting it towards
No,
Vineyard
that
Avenue. I don't
has
think you're
nothing
going
to
to see
do
the
with it.
pond that much, but anyway, so,
I would add something about filling that hole and somehow mitigating the hole that separates the house from Main Street. It makes a moat around the house.
it does, it always has.
And I recognize that the hillside is outside the property line, but there must be a way to get, it wouldn't change anything about the functioning of Main Street to bring a little earth in there.
Yeah,
And then the garage could face Vineyard, and the front door could be on, and you'd have space for proper parking. And it would look like the way Main Street is laid out with a series of houses that lead the eye beyond each house, instead of putting up a wall. Boom, boom, boom. It's the more comfortable way of experiencing a street. And this has a responsibility to Chatham in its streetscape.
It does down there, yeah. I was trying to think of the only other gambrel-like structure there, and that's the Fishermen's Association. That's not a gambrel, but, it doesn't look like this at all, so.
But it occupies its lot.
Yes, it does, yeah.
This is now pulling in from the sides of the lot. And a landscaping, it creates a landscaping obligation on its sides. And I'm not understanding what there is about the plan that shares the rear is actually windows. There's no access to the land on the rear of the house. The one thing about turning the house parallel with Main Street is it gives you a south-facing rear yard, even though the grade is coming down, it can be flattened out a little bit, and you get an attractive, private place where you can have a family room and kitchen relationship with the outdoors. A nice terrace in there. Anyway,
Okay.
that's some of the rationale that exists with Main Street going east-west. Makes the houses give privacy on the south side of the street.
Right. Yeah. And I think this particular design, they're allowed the 30 feet, but for some reason this house just seems a lot higher than that. I don't know. It's just, there's something about that gambrel that's not.
Well, when you look at the elevation, above the ceiling line is a tremendous amount of roof. Top of wall plate goes just above the windows. And then there's, all of that. This doesn't look so much, but here, it's quite a bit. And here on the, where's the garage? Oh, yeah. So,
So what do we want to do?
So I guess we're looking for a continuance is the only option right now, unless you want us to vote it no. And your option, if we vote it no, is to go to the selectmen for appeal. That's it.
So a gambrel is totally unacceptable? Or is it just the fact that this doesn't appear to follow the standards of a typical gambrel? And it is only as high as the 30 feet. It may look higher, but
no, there's gambrels all over Chatham. But there's an importance and a respect for the proportions that they require. The pitches and the proportions. So that's
Okay.
what we're saying is kind of missing on that guy.
He's trying to be a gambrel, but it just, everything's so out of whack. Which unfortunately makes it not fit in that area and makes it very odd for in my opinion, for the historic business district.
The only thing I note, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but trying to look at this whole site area, I believe the Teacher's Antique, which is a couple doors down, is that a gambrel-style roof? And also, my other thought was, I believe.
Oh, that's Greco's place.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all in proportion, that isn't anywhere near.
Then
the
I
side.
think on the other side of Vineyard, I believe that home also, the front door faces Vineyard Ave versus Main Street. Maybe that's where they sort of got that idea. I'm just throwing some thoughts out that I saw too, so.
Yeah.
I agree with Darcy, having the garage doors on Main Street might not be, the best look for the neighborhood.
I'm trying to think of further down on the same side, there's a house there with it's got a attached garage, it's a very small one. I think that faces 28, but
So don't you think the demolition should be continued as well, or
well, I don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think if you work on this, I think the building, I think it really can be made to look nice and fit into the historic district and get everything that you want. So if
Mm-hmm. No,
we
the
can work on
input
it
is
with
very
your-
good here.
Yeah,
That's what
work on
we're
it,
here
yeah.
for.
Yeah. Is there anybody here opposed to a gambrel house in that spot? If it's,
I'm not opposed to that.
Tim?
I wouldn't be opposed, just depends on the proportions. I just don't think this would fall into that.
Sam?
no, I wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah, I agree with what Tim said, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed. No gambrel.
I'm not opposed either, but I think maybe I would like to see the orientation changed back to where it faces Main Street, and you could put the garage, you just swap the house around, put the garage on the other end, so
Yep.
that the garage faces Vineyard.
Okay.
That might solve a couple of problems.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, do get a house there. Sometimes this happens.
No, all good input.
Okay, so would you like to continue this hearing till, will that give you enough time until, I've lost it, folks, what is it?
The
No,
15th?
Yeah, yes, no,
Yeah, 15th.
15th.
So
I thought you said the
is 2 weeks,
18th.
we would need to be able to get the board members their information prior to then.
When do you need it by?
Packets typically go out the Tuesday or Wednesday, the week before, so you'd be looking at, we would need everything by a week from today, the 8th.
Okay. Can I call you, Sarah, if there's any issue?
Well, we have to continue to be specific.
Okay. I think we can make the
So
15th.
there's November 15th. Otherwise, if you wanted to take your time to work on the orientation, because you'd need to provide us new elevations of showing what it would look like.
I think we can make the 15th.
Otherwise, you could do December 6th.
She can also just send you a note saying that if she can't
If
make
she
it,
can't make it, you can email me and.
We'll know by tomorrow, but I'm saying I think we'll make the 15th.
Okay.
yeah, because, your time, you need the time to work on it, so.
We have, our architect is very quick when
Oh, okay.
we
all
push
right.
him.
So you want to start, you can start with the 15th, and if it doesn't work out, then just give Sarah a note, and we'll continue it again.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. I
So Doug
appreciate
Rat
your
will make a
time.
motion under new construction, application 23-118, three-story on Main Street LLC, care of Mega Construction, application to construct a new dwelling located at 1369 Main Street, continued until November 15th.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Any discussion? Tim? No? Okay, Tim?
Tim Gilmore approves.
Doug Grattan approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Darcy?
Seacon approves.
Dan Silver approves. Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
And Steve DeBoer approves.
Very good, okay. Good
Now,
luck.
under demolition.
Thank you.
Right.
I'll make a motion. Demolition, application 23-117, three-story on Main Street, LLC, care of Mega Construction, Inc., application to demolish a dwelling located at 1369 Main Street, continued until November 15th.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. All right,
I would vote to approve.
Bob Burns approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Seacon approves.
Doug Grattan approves.
Tim Gilmore approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. Thank you. Good luck. We'll
Thank
see you.
you.
We'll get through it, trust me.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Oh, I think there was a couple more.
Okay. Administrative approval exemption, 23-116, Jasmic LLC, care of Rolf Construction LLC. Ratification of certificate of exemption to repair 2 front columns on the structure located at 33 Depot Road.
This one was Bob and Sam.
Yep.
And it was to repair the columns
They were
in
hit,
like kind.
yeah, they were hit by a car or,
Yes, hit by a vehicle.
Really?
yeah, so.
That'd be scary. All right,
Okay, so under administrative approval / exemption, application 23-116, Jasmic LLC, care of Rolf Construction LLC, ratification of a certificate of exemption to repair the front 2 columns on the structure located at 33 Depot Road as presented.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
the motion's made and seconded. Steve?
Steve DeBoer approves.
Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Seacon approves.
Sam?
Sam Strawberg approves.
Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Tim Gilmore approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. All right, we got one more, right,
He
Sam?
did a fantastic job. I mean, it just looks like nothing ever happened.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was-
Yeah,
when I went out there, they'd already done everything. It was completely finished, and it looked like nothing had ever happened.
Seems like we're getting an awful lot of that lately.
I saw
Yeah.
the same thing.
So,
One more.
we have 23-119, J. Thaddeus Eldridge. It's ratification of certificate of exemption to replace the front step on the dwelling located at 7 Nelly's Way.
This one was, let me just get my.
I thought it was the doorway he's replacing.
So there were 2. This one is at the dwelling at 7 Nelly's Way, and it was to replace the front steps in like kind, because when they got into the construction, the repair of the doorway that was approved to be
Oh,
changed,
this is at a,
they found that the stairs and the framing was rotten, so it needed to be replaced. And this was done by Doug and Darcy.
Okay,
All right, so Doug Grattan will make a motion under administration approval / exemption, application 23-119, J. Thaddeus Eldridge, ratification of a certificate of exemption to replace the front step on the dwelling located at 7 Nelly's Way.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
the motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? No, Tim?
Tim Gilmore approves.
Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Sam?
Sam Strawberg approves.
Darcy
Darcy?
Seacon approves.
Bob Burns approves.
Steve DeBoer approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. All righty. Have we run out?
Doug Grattan will make a motion to adjourn.
There is actually one more.
Oh.
I don't know if your amended agenda got into your packets.
So neglected.
It is application number 23-120, 1038 Main Street Realty Trust, ratification of certificate of exemption to replace the front door on the structure located at 1038 Main Street. So this one was done by Doug and Sam, and they're replacing just the front door. It's older due to storm damage, and they're replacing it in like kind to be painted in the same red color as the existing door.
Okay.
So they can't keep the red paint on the door. That's the whole problem. And they switched it from a wood door to a steel door, and it got worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse.
And so they're trying a fiberglass door. So basically,
Okay.
it's because the storm door
Creates too much heat.
Oh, it creates the heat.
Yeah.
Lock the heat in.
makes a heat lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, most of their workday, they keep the door open, so it's pretty well protected. But there's weekends and everything there where it just sits there and bakes. So I said, put in a vent. Run your air conditioning through there. You know, I don't know. Hey, you're engineers.
All right, so Doug, I'll make a motion under applications administrative approval / exemption 23-120. And I gotta wing this now, 1030.
1038 Main Street Realty Trust.
To replace the door like kind, as presented.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
Motion's made and seconded. Steve?
Steve DeBoer approves.
Bob Burns approves.
Dan Silver approves.
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Doug Ratton approves.
Yep,
Tim Gilmore approves.
very good. All right. Now did we make it?
Now you're all set.
All righty, very good. So I don't have that on
Go
mine.
for it, Doug.
Doug Ratton will make a motion to adjourn.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. Tim?
Tim Gilmore approves.
Doug?
Doug Ratton approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
Bob Burns approves.
Steve DeBoer approves.
Dan Silver approves as well. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you, staff. Very good. Wait for the light, folks.
Yeah.